For this one, I'm going to show you what's called Shape Builder, meaning that I can take shapes that I draw and merge them together. And this tool is found right here. We just went through all these shape editing tools, and it's housed right below it. We have Paint Bucket tool. They do very different things, but they're nested under each other. I'm not really sure why. But the way that this works right now, do you guys see that little like cross? Nope, you can't use that sign because you always have to have these selected before you do it. And when you do, you see how the pattern on that, you get like that cross pattern. When you click and drag a line, it's going to grab over what gets shaded in there, and it'll automatically make it into a new shape. And so now if I want to also include these other shapes, I'd have to draw another line there and another line there. And let's get that one and that one too. So now I have a brand new shape. Looks like some funky new tractor or something. And you'll notice if I take a step back, so it all went to that like neon green. And that's because this green shape is the one that's at the, yeah, right. So the order of these shapes does matter. And here's a way that you can always see, say that you wanted that to be pink. Well, then I would grab this pink, right click, arrange, and I bring that to the front, and then I would go through and do that whole thing. Or if you go up to your layers, I can click this down so it expands it, and then I can see, I can also alter that right here. Now if I bring that green back on top of that pink, it happens here as well. And so that is our Shape Builder tool, a neat way to make interesting new shapes. I'm going to show you another way to do that using the Pathfinder, but that won't be until the next video. So, okay, now the other thing I wanted to show you guys is Live Paint. And this is very similar to like a coloring book. So say that you guys draw something using just shapes, maybe just like black outline shapes. So whatever it may be, I'll just do some abstract design for the sake of keeping the demo short. Okay, one more. And okay, I can stop. So now if I want to color these in, each of these are separate shapes, but say that I want to color in these little shapes right here, a different color than what this shape might be. I have to make this into a Live Paint group. So I would grab all of these and I would go to, just make sure I tell you the right way, up to Object, Live Paint, and Make. And now what happens is that these are paintable sections. I can grab my Paint Bucket tool, get out some swatches here, and I can go through and I can just quickly dump paint in different sections. Like so. Cool? Yeah. Now this also works with, okay, so let's say that I'm going to, maybe that one's not the best line. I'm doing that up here so that I can reset it so that it doesn't. Okay, good enough. Maybe I'll close this up here. I'll do one side closed and one side not. Okay, so say I wanted to take this cartoon now and fill that in with some color. So I'm going to grab that, And I'm going to Object, Live Paint, Make. And now I'll go to dump some paint in here. What color should I make? Well, should we do blue? Purple? Okay, fine. So there's that. Now I'll go to make the hair, but notice how it doesn't give me that as an option, right? That's because that's really open right there. I can do the eyes, that works. So when you would use this live paint bucket, it has to be a closed-in shape in order for it to work. Now the other thing that you'll notice is if I zoom up, you guys see it's not even closed in right there. So there's a gap and also right there, so that it didn't float out of there almost. And when you go to make this live paint, let me take a step back even further. When I go to make this live paint, there's these gap options right here. And right now it's saying that it'll take large gaps. If for some reason it's set to small gaps, that means that it may just dump that paint all the way through there. If you need to also color the background, then you have to draw a rectangle over that, make this whole object into a live paint group. So like now that I have my gap set to smaller, say that I go, did it make it? Yep. So it won't even take that because that gap is set too small. Does that make sense?
If you
kind of.
It'll just paint everything.
Yeah, it'll just paint the whole thing like that. So I have to then go in gap options. If I make it large gaps, okay, now I have the option of changing that background, or being able to get in and get that face to be our purple color, like so. So those options do matter when you're doing that. So that is a live paint. Why don't you guys test it out?